Hi friends, so glad to see you again. So I'm so excited because today Miss Tiffany has some planting that she needs to do in her yard, and I thought it would be really cool if you guys could come along with me and see how I'm going to plant the plants, and we're going to talk about the different parts of a plant and how a plant goes from a seed to a big plant, and it's going to be really fun. But first, I think we should start with some yoga poses. There's some poses that look kind of like plants, and I think it would be cool if we could warm up our bodies and make ourselves feel really good because we're outside in nature and the sun is shining and it's not too hot out today. So Miss Tiffany's wearing a sweater because it's a little bit colder than it was before. I think it's because it rained yesterday. And did you guys know sometimes when it rains, it brings a different type of weather? So did y'all notice that it was a lot warmer and then it rained and now it's cooler? I noticed when I walked outside this morning to take my dogs out, I was like, brr, and I just had to put on a sweater. So if you guys want to come join, go ahead and get on something comfy and come outside so we can do our yoga. So we're going to start standing up because one of the best poses to do is the tree pose. And you guys all know this, okay? So you can start right here. We're going to put our arms out. Miss Tiffany's going to put her leg a little bit higher, but if I go any higher than that, I think I might fall. So I'm going to be careful and try to stay as still as I can. We want to be like a big, tall tree. We want to make sure that we open ourselves up so the sun can shine on us, because trees love the sun to shine on them. It helps them grow big and tall. So we want to open wide and let the sun shine. Oop, Miss Tiffany fell, so we have to be careful. And then I want to try to do the other side because we want to balance out both of our legs. We're going to stand nice and tall. Let the sun shine. Doesn't it feel nice when the sun shines on you? I think that's probably why trees and plants put their faces and their leaves towards the sun, because it feels so good and it helps give them energy and food and grow. All right, now we're going to get down on the ground. Now we're going to do frog pose because frogs love to hang out with plants. Okay, so we're going to put our knees up like this and put our feet flat. Alright friends, I got all my stuff together to plant. So I have my gardening gloves so I don't get my fingers dirty. I have my stakes because we're going to put these next to our plants so we can measure how much they grow. And then I have this. This is a special kind of dirt that's going to help them get big and grow vegetables really fast. And then I also have my shovel. And I have all my plants right here too. I'll show you in just a second. Okay, so today what we're going to do is we're going to plant carrots and tomatoes. Okay, so let me show you guys. These are the carrots. Isn't it funny how carrots just look like little grass? These started as little seeds and now they're up and big. And these are my tomatoes. All right, and over here, these are zucchini. I'm not going to plant these yet because I'm going to put them somewhere else later today. But I just wanted to show you guys. Look at this one. Do you see? It's got the seed on top of it. See, these already fell off. But this one, it stayed on, so it hasn't opened yet. Isn't that funny how the seed just pops up like that? So all that green stuff came out of that little tiny seed. It used to just look like this. So this seed grew out all of that. So this is called a seedling. So first, the seed starts in the ground. It gets planted in the soil, and then we put water and sun on it, and then it gets a little tiny piece of green stuff that sticks out of it, and that's called germination. That's a big word, germination. So that's when the seed grows a little bit of piece out of it. And then after that, roots and stems come out of the bottom, and then when this little seed falls off, it gets bigger and it starts looking like these, and it turns into a seedling. And then when it goes into a full plant, it'll have flowers on it, but we haven't gotten there yet. Oh look, this one's almost, the seed's still on it, but it hasn't quite fallen off yet. These are the coolest ones. I thought it would be cool to show you guys these, because these didn't do that. The seeds were a little bit much smaller, so they fell off more quickly. I think we should pull one up so we can look at the seeds. Oh, so we can look at the roots. See that? Those are roots. That's what keeps the plant in the ground, and it also brings in water and nutrients from the soil up to the plant so it can keep growing. Very cool, right? We'll just put that back in there. He'll be okay. All right, so now we're gonna do our tomatoes and carrots. All right. So what do you think the first thing that we should do is? So we have our plants. I have this area that I'm going to plant them in. I'll show you guys. I already have some plants that are in here. So this is a rosemary plant. That's like an herb that your parents might cook with. And then over there I have mint. And then I'll show you down here at the end, I have a flower plant. These are called marigolds. And that one has a little flower on it. And that one has a little piece at the end. It's a bloom, and it hasn't quite made a flower yet. But that one's gonna open up, and it's gonna look just like that one. And this mint plant is really big. Mint is an herb too. It's something that you can make mint tea and anything with minty flavor to it. You can put it in a drink, in your water. You can put it in your food. You can also just chew on it, and it tastes minty like mint gum. But you might not like that very much. Okay, so if we have our area, we're gonna put the plants. What do we need to do first? Well, we need to put a hole in the ground, yeah? So we need to dig a hole so we can put our plants in it. There's little flying bugs everywhere. Do you guys see those flying around? Those are cool. All right, so I'm gonna put my gloves on. And then we're gonna dig a hole. My dog is in the garden. Ada, get out of the garden. I'm gonna step on the plants. She's gonna mess them up. So I'm gonna take my shovel. Here, I'll turn this around. All right, so I think I'm gonna put it right here at the edge, so we have plenty of space. We don't wanna do it too close to this edge piece, because then when it gets bigger, it might run into it. So we're gonna do it right here. We just need a little hole because it's just a little plant. All right. And I have some good soil that's on top here. See how black that looks? It's like darker, and it's got pieces in it. We want all these pieces mixed in here. And then We're gonna take some of our special stuff. It has a frog on it. This is gonna help the plant grow. So we're gonna just take just a little bit. We're gonna mix it in. We're gonna mix it in the dirt. All right. So now we have a nice hole. I think we should do the tomatoes first. And let me show you guys. This is really cool. These seeds in these little containers. Let's see if I can pick it up without breaking them. So I started the seeds in these little containers, and we don't even have to take them out of the containers because this stuff right here, it decomposes with the plant once you put it in the soil. Do you know what decompose means? It's a big word. So what it means is this is going to go into the dirt, and it's going to just crumble and turn into dirt with the rest of the soil, and it will help the plant grow, and it'll keep the roots from falling apart. Do you see how the roots are even coming out of the bottom? So the roots grew through these little packages. How cool is that? So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna take a little square, and then I have one little plant. It's got a bunch of little sprouts in it. Sprouts are just little teeny plants. These are called seedlings because they're just babies. And then I'm gonna just mush up the bottom a little bit because that'll help the roots grow into the new soil that we're putting into the ground. All right. Okay, so we're gonna put it in, and then we're gonna put the dirt around it. And we're just gonna smush that stuff around the edge. There we go. And then that will get bigger and bigger, and the roots will go further and further down. So cool. We got some grass over here. Okay, so now let's take our stick. We're gonna put it in the ground right to the first line, and then let's measure where it's at, and then next time we can see how far it grew. So let's see. That's how tall the plant is, so we're gonna put a mark right there, and then we'll see how fast it grows. You guys see? It's pretty small now, but it'll get big fast. All right, so now let's do one of the carrots. So here's the carrots. Let's do it a little over here because our tomato plant's gonna get really big, and then we don't want it to bump into our carrots too much. And the carrots grow underground. Did you guys know that? See this picture right here? So as the carrot gets bigger and bigger, it grows down into the ground, and all you see at the top is those green parts. So these green parts will get a little bit bigger, but mostly it will be just growing underground. And that's how carrots grow. And then you pull up the green part, and then you can see the carrot. But right now they're just little seedlings. So they're just baby plants. They don't have that. They don't have a carrot at the bottom yet. But if you guys want, I will pick one out and show you and see that it's just roots right now. Here, I'll do this one. See, there's no carrots yet. It's just roots in there. But eventually they'll turn into a carrot down below. All right, so we need another scoop of our frog stuff. Just a little bit. Then we have to mix it in with this dark soil because that's the good kind of soil. And we're gonna just mix it around. All right, and then we're gonna just take one of these squares off again. There we go. So we have the whole square. We're gonna mess with the bottom a little bit so the roots can just pop through the bottom. And then we're gonna put it right there. Then we're gonna just put this dirt on top. All right, and then after we get it in the ground, get this leaf out of the way. So we need to measure our carrots. All right, so we got our carrot stick here. We're gonna put it right there. I wanna make sure it's nice and in the ground. And then we're gonna take the marker. We're gonna see this one seems really little. We're gonna mark it right there. So we can see how much it grows. So let's see. I think that our tomato and our carrot are the same size. All right, let's count. How many lines did we go up? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 lines. All right, so that's 1.5 inches. That's what that means. So 7 lines. So let's count this one. How many do we have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 lines. So that's the same size. This one looks bigger because it has more leaves, but they're the same height. So they're just as tall. Let's see, which one do we think would grow faster though? All right, so we're just gonna make sure it's nice and wet all around the roots of the plant so it can get down in the bottom and it can grow fast. So now our plant's sun, soil, water, and air so they can grow big and tall. All right, friends, so we planted our tomatoes and carrots. We looked at our zucchini plant and the flowers. I have one more thing let's look at real quick. So Miss Tiffany took some leaves from some plants and put it in water because did you know that plants breathe? So plants put out air that we breathe. So if you put it underwater, do you see the bubbles coming out? So those are bubbles coming out of the leaf. I put a rock on top so it would stay in the water. Do you see all those bubbles coming out of the leaf? How cool. So if you went underwater and you held your breath and then you let it all out, what would happen? Bubbles would happen. So same thing. This leaf is underwater and it's letting out air and it's creating little bubbles. Let's see if this one does it too. I think that one wasn't as good because it wasn't all the way underwater. What about this little one? Nope, that one's too little, I think. But this one did really good. See that bubble? So you can try to do is go into your yard, pick a green leaf. So a leaf off of a tree or a leaf off of a little plant, But it has to be green, because when it's green and it's still on the plant, that means it's living still. So it's still breathing. So we don't want one of the brown leaves off of the tree, because those already fell off and they're on the ground. We want one that's green on a tree. These are the ones I used. And then, of water, and you find a little rock or something heavy, and you put it on top of the leaf and put it in the water. And then you can wait a long time. Tell your parents to wait like 2 hours. And then you can do the same thing where you'll see the bubbles pop up just like we did on mine. All right, friends, that's all for today. I'm glad I got to hang out with you. You guys have a good day. Bye.